queens are under attack. And this is nothing that's new for them. Queens have always been at the forefront of the queer rights movements. From Stonewall, drag queens and trans activists were the ones who were leading the charge there, specifically a drag queen named Marsha P. Johnson and a transgender woman named Sylvia Rivera. During the HIV crisis in the 80s, drag queens were out in front, not only fundraising for charities to help provide care and treatment, they were also out there giving sex education and making sure that we knew how to keep our community safe, and they were there to protect us. Their mere existence is a protest against gender stereotypes about who we can love and how we can love them. And they've always been the most in-your-face fierce members of our community. When they're getting dressed up to go out, they're not just putting on makeup, they're putting on war paint. Okay, so it's no wonder that in our current culture wars, drag queens have become the target of a new batch of laws that specifically target them and their performances. There are already over 14 bills in 10 states that are going after drag queens. For example, Florida, Texas, and Arizona are among the states that are trying to ban drag performances in front of children. That would get rid of things like a drag queen story hour. Texas has a bill that would make drag performances illegal at any business that's not defined as sexually oriented. And in Idaho, they want to ban all public drag performances, and that would include things like at gay pride parades, for example. And last but not least, in Oklahoma, they have a bill that would fine drag performers up to $20,000 and 2 years in jail just for performing in front of a minor. The thing is, all these bills, they're a violation of our First Amendment rights: freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of expression, and the right to protest, most importantly. And the thing is, if they can come after drag queens for this, they can come after our queer community at large for it as well. But here's the thing. The LGBTQ community, we haven't always been there for our drag queens, even though they were there for us. In 1994, going into the 25th anniversary of Pride, New York City Pride organizers let it be known that they didn't really care for drag to be seen in the parade. Coco Peru, legendary drag queen, she said that her friends even considered drag to be a dangerous and dirty profession, and they said calling yourself a drag queen was the lowest of the lowest things you could be in the gay community. In 1973, New York City Pride organizers banned drag performances in the parade entirely, and that included Marsha P. Johnson, the drag queen from the Stonewall riots, and Sylvia Rivera, the transgender woman who participated in those riots as well. They weren't allowed to be in the parade. But you know what they did? They didn't take no for an answer. They got out in front and they led a march ahead of the parade. And we have been following them ever since. It's time for us as a community to stand up and fight against these laws that are going after our drag queens, because they've always been there for us and now we need to be there for them. God save the queens.